And we welcome our last poet of the first round, Jenifer Williams, all the way to the stage.
Will he kill me today? Sometimes I wish he would. Wish he would point the gun at me today, but he doesn't. Instead, he puts it on the table, maybe hoping I will pick it up, but I don't. Instead, I just stare at it, hoping it would shoot itself in my direction, at the things I run away from at night, at the things infiltrating my poetry, but it doesn't. Mama didn't warn me about this. Mama didn't warn me about the men like him, the men that made their beds every morning and put on ties, the men that will savor every bite of you without swallowing. Mama warned me about the bad men, the kind of men that follow you home or drug your drink. She warned me about the men already in the house. What do I do if he's already in the house? And is it really rape if I never said no? And is it really abuse if I don't have the scars to prove it? Mama told me not to talk to strangers, but 90% of rape victims knew their attacker, and 20% took 10 years to report it. And if you think this is just another rape poem, then I envy your privilege to not know what it's like to have your body ripped from your soul. And when he put his hand on my thigh, I felt myself leaving this casket. But is it really rape if I never said no? Isn't it really abuse if I don't have the scars to prove it? My scream got stuck at the back of my throat. She sat there for years and years, and she's finally learning to crawl out of my mouth. And maybe I didn't yell then, but I'm allowed to yell now because he cannot touch me on this stage, and my body is not his to swallow. And yes, it's still rape if you never said no, and yes, it's still abuse if you don't have the scars to prove it.
Jenifer Williams.